Hey everyone, this is AVJVGaming, bringing you guys episode number 83 of this Black Ops 2 Emblem tutorial. And as you guys can see up on screen, we have a subscriber request for the badge of Derby County. So up on screen, guys, we're going to start this thing off by layer number 1 being a rounded square, which we're going to make white and completely max out on the screen. So you can see over there, pretty much makes the background layer as well as the inner parts of the emblem. Then we're going to move over to layer number 2, which is going to be an O2 circle, and we're going to make this black, and we're trying to make this maxed out, the biggest size we can possibly have it on the screen so it's visible and makes a nice outline on the outside and on the inner side without having to use like at least 3 other layers. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to write in Derby County. We're going to start from around about where 10 o'clock would be on a clock face, and we're going to move it over. So then we're going to start writing in county as well. So we're going to try getting as much writing into this emblem as possible, at the same time get the middle part as accurately as I can for you guys who are supporters of Derby County. So up on screen, guys, you can see over here what I'm doing is writing in county, and then we're going to have to just move it over. Now I do the cloning technique. If you guys are new to that, then what I do is basically press the back button, and then I press this back button on the layer, then press the start button on a fresh new layer, and it sort of clones it over for us, so you don't have to change the size or the scaling of the writing. And you can see over there, pretty much all you need to do is press the Y on the layer itself, when not on the color picker level, but when you're just normally just going on each layer, and it'll change the different to a different letter, so you can change it over and it makes it a bit more easier. But guys, what I'm going to do now is go and write on the bottom bit, and you guys can see I'm going to write an FC on the bottom. I think you could have written in football club, but it just sort of takes off everything from your emblem, and then you won't be able to focus on the detail to the central part of this emblem. So at the end of this emblem tutorial, guys, I will have a bit of Call of Duty gameplay with it. It's actually more for just showing you guys how it does look on the gun, and hopefully that will help you guys out to see how it does look overall. And at the same time, I will go back through all the layers so you guys get to see how the layers did look. So if any of you guys are a bit not sure on which layers are what, then that will help you guys out. But you guys can see up on screen I'm writing in 1884 over there, which is one on the emblem which I had off Google, so that's exactly what I'm going to use. And I'm using a what I'd say is, I think, a smile, a curved line or smile. And what I'm going to do, guys, is start doing the middle part, which is quite a complicated part. So I'd say definitely, guys, go a bit slow about making this part of the emblem, and definitely take your time. So what I'm doing over there is I'm going to actually reduce its curvedness, and I'm actually going to make it more straighter for the back part over there. And as soon as you can see, guys, it's starting to fade with a few white lines going through it. Then you guys know, just play around with it a little bit on the freescale, and it sort of does get it to stand out a little bit better. And then you can see I go grab a second lieutenant, which I use quite often in these emblem tutorials, and I'm going to make it as thin as possible, but you also want it to be a bit standing out, because you need to do the bit of the, I think it's the tail part or the back leg as well. So you can see over there what I'm doing is just working on that bit there, and then we're going to work on the next part, which I'm just going to clone them over and change the size on the scaling, which is on the free scale and on the fixed scale, depending on which you guys prefer to use. I prefer to use the fixed scale, and then free scale for making the width and the depth of the actual emblem a bit more easier. So you can see over there, and then I'm getting another curved line. I think it's a smile. I keep calling it curved line because I've used that quite often, and you'll see I'll use that a bit later in the emblem tutorial. But we're getting this smile over here, and we're going to actually just make sure it just about curves and meets the end over there, so it does complete the back leg of the part over there. And then what we're going to do is move over, and I think I do go over and clone another layer. You'll see that in just a second, but I just want to make the leg look a bit accurate, because I want it to be very pointy. Because when you have it on your gun, guys, one thing you'll find, which I'll actually show you guys when I'm showing you the gameplay or just how it looks on your gun, is when you do run around with this gun in the bright conditions of a bright map, then you'll find out that it does look very difficult to find this actual emblem. It does stand out quite a lot, but not as much, because the lines are very faint, so it's not much we can do about it, because Call of Duty didn't put in that many different features for us to customize emblems in this game, as much as they did in Black Ops 2 with lots of different shapes and different layers. So it's kind of sad on that sense, but nonetheless, guys, I did try to get it as accurate as I can, and it's a very great abstract one of it. So you can see over there what we're using is the second lieutenant instead of a curve, instead of a smile now, and we used a curved line for the front leg over there just to make it a little bit more easier, as it does want to be. I really wanted to get it as matching as close as possible. Now we're going to go down over here, and I think we're going to go and get a shape called the swoop over here. This is actually one I did swap out, and you guys will see here I go and swap out for flagged breeze, and this is going to make the horns quite nicely over there. So we're going to try and change it on the free scale, and then we're going to press the start button for a nice toggle outline, so we get the nice outline of the emblem. And you can see over there, once you got the positioning in correct, I'd say change the smile on the back and just make it slightly less of slightly less, longer as it was. You can go with a curved line, and I'd highly recommend that if you like it, and that's just going to make it stand out a lot more. But it can be a bit unflexible, and what I mean by that is sometimes it just doesn't perform to the way you'd like the emblem to look. So by all means, guys, if you want to try out it with a curved line, go with it. But I use a smile on certain parts just for preference and making the emblem much more easily, and also trying to replicate it much more accurately. Then we go and grab this other shape, which I think is called a windsock, and I'm not too sure on that, but it's going to do the face over here, and then we're going to have to make the eyes for the rest of the emblem. So you guys see over here, this is how it's looking so far. I think what we did is put it onto a toggle outline after making it black, and that's just to get the head shape a little bit more accurately instead of it being just a solid shape. And you guys can see over there, I'm just trying to position it just so that the horns are just on the top of it. And whilst we're going to go and do that, I'm going to go and do another few bits on the emblem. So you guys can see over here, we're going to go and grab yet another layer, and I think we're going to go and grab something that's going to be a bit less we're going to grab this shape over here called the mane. Now, I actually, guys, put it here as a solid shape, and then when I looked around it a couple times, I said, you know what, better off putting it onto a toggle outline and just getting it to look like that. It looked a bit better instead of, otherwise it makes the emblem sort of look a bit left-sided or a little bit heavy on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go and make that hollow as well. And the last bit, guys, we're going to make the eye of the actual bit over there. So you can see over there, what I'm going to do is just put it in over there. And I think I decided to go with the outline one because it'd be a bit more easier. I was not too sure. I was switching it between the two, make it a little bit smaller, and I think that's how it does go for this one, guys. And I'm going to go and make the other one, just quickly do a few adjustments over here, just make that an outline so it looks good. So that's about it, guys, for this emblem. I'm going to go through the layers for those of you guys who want to know all the different layers on the emblem so you can see them up on screen, and then I'm going to show you guys a little bit of how the gun looks with the emblem and how the emblem looks with the gun. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please do drop it a like and subscribe if you're new here for more daily Black Ops and FIFA content, and this has been AVJV Gaming, and I'll catch you guys for the next episode.